Alright, so I just bought 10 random scrolls, and I luckily got magma something, which doubles the damage of a creature and then kills it. And I also got a second chain lightning. So now I have 2 of these chain lightnings in my deck, and that's awesome. So gonna salvage. Usually in the early game, I salvage any enchantments and anything that has to do with structures. Like I have a lot of things that do damage to structures or buff you based on how many structures you have, or stuff like that. Enchantments, spells, and structures I usually get rid of first. So like this is a good spell, but I don't need it early on in the game. Plating is another one that I'm probably going to get rid of, but who knows? Because the idea of plating, it absorbs 1 attack, so that gets better the later the game goes. And anything you discard in round 1, you can draw in round 15 to 20. So it's those are the types of cards you want in round 15, so why not discard them now and get them again later. Opponent's structures all take 3. This is a really powerful Health Splitter Mortar card. It's a 6 health tank that randomly does 5 damage to 1 out of the 15 slots. So it's unlikely to actually hit anyone, but that's not the point. The point is that it's a really good tanking card. Burn does 3 damage and then gives me a new card. So it's like free as far as scrolls are concerned. And the Charge Coil. If you play it early on in the game when it's hard for your opponent to kill things, it can do so much damage. It's a 1 DPS card. It doesn't cost much and hits a random opponent. 1 damage per round. I call it DPS even though it's DPR. Sack our Machine Priest. I kind of wanted to play the Machine Priest here to protect the the spring. But then I would have had to discard one of these guys. And I've found in the past that whenever I discard an Iron Ogre, I only have 1 of them in my deck. So if I discard him, the odds of me drawing him again before the game ends are pretty slim. So I always kick myself when I discard him. And same kind of goes for Cannon Automatons or Thunder Surge. This is my Chain Lightning spell. Chain Lightning is so deadly that it's just, you never really want to get rid of him. Bombard is, again, it makes these guys attack immediately. So if you have 9 energy and you play this card and then this card, he'll attack on the first round that you summoned him. And that's awesome, but I never have 9 energy, so. It's actually, this is the safest row to be in because he has 3 structures in this row. He can't put a creature in this row. So anyone I put in right here is immune to damage because he can't put a creature in that row. So he can only hit it with spells. So I'm going to play my 3 strongest creatures all in this row. And then laugh my butt off when he dies. So this clock library, 4 rounds, and then it sacks itself for 3 scrolls. Super powerful if I let it go all the way down, but nobody ever lets it live for 5 whole rounds. But that's even better because it's like having a wall. 5 hit points costs 4, right? So it's like a wall, but it's a wall with a taunt because you have to kill it before it goes off. So some walls you can just avoid because you only have to kill 3 totems. You don't have to kill all 5. But not this one. Like if you don't kill this wall, then it's going to give him 3 cards, which is really deadly. I don't know if he forgot to hit end turn or something, but there's only 12 seconds left, so I won't remind him. Sometimes people forget to hit end turn, so it's kind to remind them, but in this case it's so close to just ending on its own that I'll just let it count down. So I've got 3 really powerful, really expensive cards left in my decky deck. It looks like it was actually me that didn't click end turn. There was no button to click, so it had been my turn, and I tried to click end turn and there wasn't one, so I don't know what happened there. Whatever. So he's got a buggy just like I got a buggy. Buggies can kill buggies. So next round this guy will have a single cooldown, and then the round after that he can fire. So I can't get him over there to kill that buggy fast enough. So his buggy is gonna get a shot off, and if he has concentrated fire, he could get a double shot off and kill an idol, which would be even scarier. And since he has only ranged creatures, Proximity Mine isn't very powerful. Proximity Mine is crazy powerful against Gravelocks, rats, wolves, especially anything with like a short cooldown and a low hit point count. Like anything that has a 1 cooldown, so it attacks every single round. You put a Proximity Mine in a place where he can't avoid but hit it, and then it just dies. But against a team with all ranged creatures, every single guy he has right now is ranged. I'm feeling like Bombard and Concentrated Fire are serious threats at this point. Against ranged things, it's not that good. So like I was saying earlier, copper automatons are very powerful, but I tend not to use them. Because if I have to sack something, sacking the one value card just makes more sense than sacking something else. So he is going to hit an idol with this. I'm okay with that. I'm actually, like, if he hits an idol, like, the game is going to be decided by who has a bunch of creatures on the board. It's not going to be decided by whose idols take a bunch of damage early. So if he kills Spark, that's going to reduce the total damage done by Spark by quite a bit, right? Because every round this is doing 1 damage. That's a really scary item. Actually, he has 2 things that do 1 damage every round. These do 1 damage every 3 rounds, though, so they're 1/3 the DPS of Spark, but then they're multiplied by the number of creatures. So every 3 rounds, they hit all 3 of my guys. So it ends up being the same DPS as Spark. Chain Lightning is, I'm still holding on to it right here. All of these things are reasonable, but none of them are awesome. I can't decide. I gotta sack something, right? So do I sack Bombard? I'm sacking Bombard. Oh, I got double Chain Lightning. So let's put all of my creatures on this row. So this is a total of 10 damage if he doesn't kill one of them. And these aren't going to go off next round, so the Suicide Bombers are going to get to Suicide Bomb. So if he has a Chain Lightning, he's going to be tempted to play it right now just to kill my 2 Suicide Bombers. I mean, he's using the same deck as me, and Chain Lightning is one of the most powerful spells. There are 2 really powerful spells in an energy deck. One of them kills a unit for 6 power, and the other one is Chain Lightning. So it's tempting to keep your guys spread out the way he's doing, just to avoid the possibility of Chain Lightning. But I feel like it's more powerful to do it this way. So this will do 2 damage to everything around it and increase the cooldown of that unit. Or I can blind rage the ogre just to make it so the ogre's like never going to attack, and it'll also do 3 damage to 2 units. And I do that. And that means that I can Chain Lightning and kill 2 things next round. I'm not going to sack a card this round. I feel like sacking a card is something you should always do, but there are exceptions to every rule, and the exception to this rule is that if the only 2 cards you have are Chain Lightning, ain't no one going to be sacking Chain Lightning anytime soon. So double Chain Lightning will bring the ogre down to 3 health, and then a burn will finish him off. Double Chain Lightning will kill the buggy. So lots of good things about double Chain Lightning. I might hold on to them longer just to hope that he packs even more creatures together in a corner over there. So next round, this guy's going to kill that idol, and this guy together can kill this idol. So no, they can't quite kill it. But the ogre is going to kill this and then do 3 damage to the idol. Then I got to choose. Anyway. So 1 Chain Lightning, 2 more cards. Yeah. Oh, if I'd moved him up, I would have killed that idol. What am I thinking? And then with Concentrated Fire, I could have killed both idols next round, and I would have won. So that was dumb of me. I was tempted to do it, and then I thought I tricked myself into thinking it wouldn't die. But then I didn't realize that the Chain Lightning was going to damage that unit, giving 2 more damage, and then, yeah, anyway. So what happened is that this guy has Relentless, so when he kills a guy, he attacks the thing behind it, and he does 7 damage, and that had 4 health. So I was thinking he was going to do 3 damage to the idol. But then I did 2 damage to the idol, so it only had 2 health, so he did 2 plus 5, and then this guy was doing 5 damage, and he could have killed the idol. Anyway. Still probably going to win. Next round, this guy can kill that idol. Then I can move him up here. So that there's no unit connecting them, because I don't want to be vulnerable to a Chain Lightning. I will put deal 1 damage to all these units, or I can Chain Lightning and kill. Ethereal Pump is just a 5 hit point wall. Tool Initiate is a 4 hit point wall. I just want to make sure he doesn't kill the idol. I mean, I don't care if he does kill an idol. Killing one idol isn't going to hurt me too much. Oh no, I just connected us. I connected the dots, so now Chain Lightning can hit all of our stuff. So now I got to move this guy back, but I can't. Oh well. I just hope he doesn't have Chain Lightning. That's good enough. So next round, this idol dies and the game's over. So he has to suicide something to try to save the game, if he even wants to try to save the game. Unless he has... I don't know. He could... There's a 6 costs spell that could kill one of these guys, and there's a 6 cost spell that could do lots of damage, but not kill any of them. But there's no way with 7 energy for him to save himself, I don't think. Yeah. So next round... Lots of damage going on. I think that's it. I think I win this game. But we'll see. So next round his ogre is going to be scary. I have a huge, sexy 6 hit point tank. I didn't realize my ogre's not going to attack this round. So he can move his ogre down and kill my ogre. That's very sad. So I can move this guy up, and now he'll kill that ogre. I can use Chain Lightning to kill that guy. And then I'll put a tank over here. This guy is going to hit my ogre, but not kill him. And this guy is going to hit that and kill it. So actually that's going to be dead, so it won't hit my ogre. So everything he has is going to be dead. This is going to do 2 damage and kill him. This is going to do 5 damage and kill him. And he still has his buggy, but I have so many walls between his buggy and anything dangerous that I don't care about the buggy. I call him buggies. He's a cannon automaton, but saying automaton makes my mouth do uncomfortable things. So I did expect him to eventually get Chain Lightning, but again, because he has 7 energy, he can't double Chain Lightning. So let's move this guy over here. Concentrated fire on. This guy over here. This guy over here. I don't think I can... Yeah, I can't. He's nice enough to wait for me to finish the game, so I'm not going to try for the second idol, but it was so close. And that's it. 300 points for winning that game, and that guy was very polite and nice. You can see that I drew 30 cards, he drew 28, but I cast Burn at least once, so we both basically split every round. Spells cast more for me, creatures cast the same. It just all kind of came down to the luck of the draw. I got 2 Chain Lightnings, which is really powerful, and I got like all 3 of my buggies and my ogre. Like, what are the odds of getting all of my most powerful cards right within the first like 10 rounds? It was very, very lucky for me. You can play another one. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Battle start. I hate how it doesn't tell you what kind of deck they have. That seems silly. So Copper Automaton, when you play a Copper Automaton early, he just does 4 damage to an idol, but if you lose the game, then that 4 damage to the idol seems like a big waste, you know? So I'm not going to play him unless I can play him in order to kill a specific 4 hit point unit. I'm gonna hold on to my Copper Automaton. Also, he's a good card to sacrifice if I have a bunch of really cool stuff that I don't want to sacrifice, and also him, then I can just sacrifice him. So he's got a bunch of freebies. This is a free card. This is sort of an energy free card because he gives you 1 energy, and then when he dies, you take 1 energy away. This will kill almost all of his stuff. That's pretty funny. Next round he's going to do 1 damage, so I can play that as kind of a shield. I don't want to get rid of my Hellsplitter Mortar because it's crazy awesome. And this seems like something I should hang on to because he's got a lot of 1 hit point guys. But I don't really want to get rid of any of these, but my 5 hit point wall is going to be the one that I go with. It's a shame to get rid of that because it's a very good card. But these are even better cards, so whatever. This is actually, I should have gotten rid of this. This is the worst card. It's just that in this scenario, it happens to be able to kill 2 guys. That was dumb. He just poisoned... Oh, it takes damage during his turn. I didn't realize that. I thought it takes damage at the end of my turn, so that wasn't dumb at all. Gun Automaton. So I can either put down a 6 hit point wall and soak up the 2 damage he's about to do, or I can kill these creatures and he'll still do 1 damage when you kill the creatures. That also decreases his mana, or his energy, or his growth, is what it's called, because he had a Vatter of the Wild, which gives him 1 growth until it dies. And this early in the game, reducing his growth by 1 is pretty powerful. So the mortar is a wall. I'm going to play it in the middle. I love burn, but in this scenario, there's nothing that he has that's 3 hit points, and I need energy, so I'm getting rid of it. It's tempting to hold on to it, but this early, I really need to be building my energy up, or else I'm going to be holding this ogre forever. These guys are very powerful, and they become more powerful the longer they're out there, because they can summon wolves instead of attacking. So they can either do 3 damage every 2 rounds, or they can summon a new one of these wolves every 2 rounds. And in this deck, he has a white wolf that costs 5 that gets +1 attack for every wolf that's on the board. So if he uses these guys to summon tons and tons of like low hit point, low damage newbie wolves, and then he summons a white wolf, it can be very, very hard to deal with. But luckily I have Violent Dispersal, so if that does happen, I'll just kill the white wolf. This guy is super powerful. Every round he does 2 damage. That's 2 DPS. It's like there's very few things in the game that are 2 DPS. This is a really powerful building against his deck specifically, and I know I should be building energy every turn, but I just don't want to get rid of my ether pump, because every 3 rounds it kills anything he has on the board that only has 1 hit point. It does 1 damage to everything. So in 6 rounds it'll kill this guy, in 6 rounds it'll kill this guy, in 3 rounds it'll kill that guy, kind of thing. It's so hit or miss. Like, unless you're playing against somebody who has lots of low hit point guys, it's pretty much useless. But I'm expecting a lot of these ragged wolves to be on the board, honestly, because he's summoned 2 brother wolves already, and you know, another ragged wolf. So yeah, I'm really expecting there to be a lot of ragged wolves going on up in here. So I could have played an ogre this round if I hadn't played that pump. I'm not going to use that. This kills 1 card. But there's nothing that he has out here that's actually very, very powerful. Like, nothing out here is like a Superman. They're all just individually reasonable but cheap cards. And he's only up to 4 energy, so he's playing with a cheap deck. And when you play with a cheap deck, this mangy wolf reduces the cooldown of everyone by 1, so you can see now everyone on the board attacks this round. That's very powerful. And this guy has haste, so he attacks this round too. He's going to do tons of damage this round. He's playing with a very low cost deck. He's got lots of very strong, cheap things, and he's staying separated out so that I can't chain lightning him too, because I don't have chain lightning, but he doesn't know that, and if I did have chain lightning, it would be very sad for him if he didn't stay spread out like that. So it's looking grim, but I have a lot of high value cards and he has a lot of low value cards, and if I can survive long enough for, like, next creature he plays has to connect this so I can chain lightning it. So if I draw chain lightning sometime soon and he has to, and he plays some more creatures, then I could turn this all around in 1 chain lightning, because all of these wolves have 2 hit points except for this one. And also this pump is going to do 1 damage to each, so even just pulling an incendiary blast that hits like this tile and everything around it, if my ether pump does 1 damage to everything, then this wolf dies, everything else is left with 1 hit point, and then I play an incendiary blast right here, it kills 3 wolves, or I play it right here and it kills 3 wolves. So lots of good things that spells could do to get me out of this bind, but if I don't draw a good spell within the next like 2 rounds, I think I might lose. He's going for an aggressive rush deck. So I saw something in the Scrolls forum about they were calling it troll decks, where that's funny, if somebody hits this, then they take 3 damage. Troll decks, this is kind of the definition of what I was just saying, troll decks, in that he's going to either win within the first 12 rounds or he's going to lose, right? If I happen to draw chain lightning, then he loses, and if I don't, then he wins. In this case, I think I'm going to hold this on to sack it in the future. Maybe not. So next round everything takes 1 damage, but only one of them dies. So if I can hold on for 3 more rounds, all the wolves he has will die from this. But there's no way I'm gonna last 3 rounds. So I'm really looking for a chain lightning or an incendiary blast or something. It's funny because he's got so many units on the board, but the total DPS and the total damage of all of them is not very high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Whereas my total damage is 9. So it's it's not that big of a difference. It's just that with so many wolves on the board, if he plays a white wolf and then he plays I forget, rallying, or the card that makes it attack the same round that it's summoned. Oh no. This is going to heal everything by 1. Oh, that's so strong. Genius. That's really impressive. Uses an AoE heal to counteract my AoE damage. So still haven't gotten anything that can save me from being dead very shortly. I don't want to play plating. Plating is a card that absorbs 1 shot, but none of his individual shots do any damage, so it would be a waste to play plating. Look at that. That's so many wolves. Anyway, Chain Lightning will currently kill everything he has, I think, because it's now all connected. He's played so many things that he can't keep them separated. But I have 2 Chain Lightnings out of 50 cards, and I draw 3 cards per round, and I haven't drawn it yet, and it's been 11 rounds, so I've probably seen 5 plus 11 plus maybe 5, so like 21 of my cards, so there's like 30 cards left. So it could take up to 10 rounds for me to get Chain Lightning. Really worried. And Chain Lightning isn't going to completely save me. It's going to be helpful, but I'm still going to only have 1 idol left to play with. Next round, my ogre can kill 3 things. 2, 4, 6, and then you do 1 damage to the idol, or this has 6 and you do 1 damage to the idol, or this has 1 and you do 6 damage to the idol. Anyway, Destroyer is a really powerful card at the moment because of yeah. Anyway, Tick Bomb is completely useless because he has no... Wait, destroys 1 structure, yeah. He has no sexy structures. And there's the Chain Lightning I wanted, except I already played my card. That's so dumb. And this will kill all of his structures. Oh, I shouldn't have killed his structures. Now Chain Lightning's not going to bounce. Man, I did 2 stupid things that round. So the first stupid thing I did that round was that I made a move before I saw what cards I was going to draw. And then I drew a card that I wanted to use, but I couldn't because I'd already made a move. Second stupid thing I did was I played this guy to deny these 4 tiles, and then I killed the things that were in those 4 tiles. So now this guy serves no purpose. The third stupid thing I did was that I had Chain Lightning, and he had all of his units connected, and then I disconnected them. So now I can't use Chain Lightning to get myself out of the bind that I'm in. And the fourth stupid thing that I did was that I kept my ogre in this lane when those guys would have all died to Chain Lightning anyway, and I could have used the ogre's damage more to more benefit putting him in a different lane. So I can't Chain Lightning yet because he's not connected. So I'd like to defend. This spell's not this. Next round, you can do 4 damage to this idol if I don't defend it somehow. I could move this guy over. Now, plating is not going to be useful because of the low damage stuff that he does. If I keep my guys here, it'll... then he can't hit them unless he uses some form of haste. Yeah, he's really being careful about Chain Lightning. It's very unfortunate. I had such a great opportunity that I totally blew, man. I was in it. I was in it for a moment. I'm back out. So next round, if I use Bombard, I can kill that idol. But killing idols at this point, really? I don't know that I even want to be killing idols. I wonder if this is a totem. I don't think Bombard anything with lobber or range. So yeah, Bombard doesn't affect that, unfortunately. Tinfolk veteran. This is a guy with sprint. I mean haste. So he's gonna kill my buggy, unfortunately. Very close to killing that totem. Now I can chain lightning. Although again, I shouldn't have done it before drawing my cards to find out what I was gonna get. I definitely need to keep that around because the only thing that's gonna keep me from dying in this game is having. I know. I hear you, buddy. I'm dead. You're right. I should have saved plating as a thing to get rid of, but I also don't want bombard, so it's silly to save 2 cards just for discarding. And at least plating can do something. So that's the end of it. You got me. Let's play another one. That was a sprint deck if I ever seen one. I think the most valuable card that he played was 4, right? Because no, 5. The veteran, the guy who does 3 damage and has haste, costs 5. Magma backpack. I don't even know what it does. I don't remember. Doubles enchanting. Huh. Doubles enchanted units attack and then kills it. Right. So this is the thing that you mixed with a copper automaton to make it do 8 damage. It's very situational. I doubt that I'll find a use for it, so I'm definitely going to scrap it. Playing walls early, I don't know. It'd probably be better to hold on to that wall so that next turn if I draw something I really want and I don't want to get rid of the charge coil and I don't want to get rid of the burn, then I can get rid of the wall. But then again, I don't know, there's like no benefit to putting it down. I don't know why I did that. I even like thought to myself I shouldn't put this down, and then I did it anyway. So he's got this cute little 1 DPS, like 2 damage every 2 rounds guy that has 3 health. Having 3 health is a big deal because it's very kind of rare to find anything with 3 attack. Everything has 1 attack or 2 attack until you get up to a pretty high value, and then things start to have 3 attack. So he's a chain lightning guy like me. Got my Iron Ogre. It's the 3rd game in a row that I've gotten my Iron Ogre like right in the beginning. And that you could consider that lucky or unlucky, right? Because if I don't draw him, I'm not going to feel the need to go all the way up to 6 energy. So I might play more aggressively down here with 3 energy. But now I'm kind of stuck. Instead of playing for more cards and being more diverse in the early game, I'm sprinting to 3 energy to use my Ogre. And it's normally in the past for a long time I would have sacked him. I would have said, look, I don't want to go all the way up to 7 energy until like round 15, and by then I might redraw him, so I'll just sack him. But it's so painful. I've lost a couple of games where I felt like if I hadn't sacked my more valuable cards early on, that I would have at least stood a chance. Because most decks are either sprint deck like the one I played last time, or a high value deck like the one I'm playing with. So the deck I have has so many cards that are worth 6 or 7. It's definitely a late game deck. I have very few cheap cards, and all the cheap cards I have are basically just walls. They're things with 4 hit points that cost 1 or 2 energy that I just use to live long enough to get my more valuable cards out. Anyway, I don't remember why I started that sentence, so I'm going to stop it there. Let's throw down our scattergunner. And then next round we'll sack whatever we draw in order to play a cannon automaton, unless we draw something cool like a chain lightning or a cannon automaton or a violent dispersal. And then we'll just do nothing. So this is, again, it would have been nice to not play that card, because it's just going to die now anyway. But he did save my spark. So my spark's done a lot of damage, but to what? These things are all at full health still. I haven't been watching too much. I've been thinking about long-term strategies and stuff. He's got a mixed deck. He's played 2 order at this point. He's throwing down a Ducal infantryman. This guy gives +1 attack to everyone in that row, which is a very powerful thing. Don't get me wrong, but so next round he's going to do 2 damage plus 2 damage. Will kill my my buggy. So if I don't stop him, my buggy's going to be dead. If I move down, then he can only hit me with 1 unit, and then but he'll kill my spark. If I violent dispersal on his cheapo card, then he'll do 1 damage with each of these. Plus 0. Yeah, okay, that's what I'm doing. It seems like such a waste to spend a 6 energy card to kill a 2 energy guy. But it saves my buggy, and I think saving a buggy is worth a card. I think he's taking a moment to laugh at me. It's like, did you really just violent dispersal my 2 energy, 2 order Ducals whatever guy? That's silly. Chock full of silly. So he's going to do a little bit of idle damage. He's going to shoot at my buggy and do 1 damage. And then this does 1 damage to the spark. Spark's going to be dead soon. This can... So it would be a waste to hit anything with that. I think I'll hang on to plating, because he's not going to hit me next round anyway, so I want to know what I'm going to absorb with plating when I absorb something. I don't just want to generically absorb. Why does this... Okay, so this hit the tool initiate. And the tool initiate, it's not a very useful card. It's mostly just a cheapo unit like this one that's just, you know, it's just there to be there. That's fun. Don't need plating as much as I need to not... So he could do 4 damage to the idol, leaving it with 1 hit point. Or he could kill either one of these things. And... yeah, okay. There we go. They both die. So now I've got 4 things that are all chain lightningable, and he's got no things. I also have chain lightning in my hand and incendiaries, which does 3 damage to each of his structures, which is only good if he has like 5 structures. And he has obviously none at this point, so I'll probably sack that and then drop my ogre next round. I don't know if I should spread out in order to avoid chain lightning, or if I should just eat it. I feel like chain lightning... it's such a staple card, but he doesn't even have 6 energy, so it's not like he's going to cast it anytime soon. And for him to have gone up to 2 order, I think means that he has enough order cards in his deck that it's going to be unlikely for him to draw... Yeah, anyway. Wait. He wants me to wait. Oh, anyway. So this is going to kill that. I have no spare batteries. My mouse is out of batteries. And there's no way to end the game. That is unfortunate. I think I should stop recording because it sounds like we're going to be here a while. Is there any way to surrender? No, I guess he's able to surrender without the mouse. That's unfortunate. I was definitely going to win that game, though. I mean, I don't know. I feel like his deck was unviable. The mixed energy order deck, I don't like it. But I don't have a lot of experience, so I might be wrong. I'm willing to be proven wrong. I just suspect that wasn't going to work out. So this is our 4th game. Blitz, Glingler. Eye of the Eagle. It's the Eye of the Eagle. Eye of the Eagle causes him to pull out the next creature in his deck. It can be powerful in decks where you have only expensive creatures. Because like if you use Eye of the Eagle and then you just draw like a gun automaton, then you're like, well, that was a waste. I have nothing bad in my deck. I would like to have gotten gun automaton out early, because if you get a creature out early, sometimes you can do damage before he even gets any creatures on the board. Although green, the growth, they tend to have a lot of cheapo creatures because they have a lot of good ones. Like Sister of the Fox, there's no reason not to have her in your deck because she's free. You get to draw a card when you play her. I'm so overwhelmed by great cards, which means I have to sack some of my best cards. That's really frustrating. I wish I had more sackable things like enchantments and spells. But having all these creatures and structures in my deck makes me sad. But I gotta get energy from somewhere, so let's hope I draw a spell. Oh, bummer. What is this? Oh, it's plus energy. Wow, I've never gotten one of those. It's the plus energy weird thing. It's the cream of the crop. Right. So he's got a mixed deck too. In my experience, mixed decks aren't super scary because if you're mixing decks, you're not going to get those big, heavy 6 energy cards that are great in the late game. Also, in order to play a viable mixed deck, you have to have so many good cards from both types that you have to have played like 1,000 games, because you unlock cards slowly over time. And so if somebody's only played 20 games and then they've only bought 100 cards, then the odds of them having enough good cards of both types to play a good mixed deck are pretty rare. But what I would really like, there are some viable mixed decks that require a lot of rare cards. I did lose to somebody who made it seem like there was absolutely no chance in the world that I could have beaten him, who was playing a mixed deck. He was using a lot of, I don't even remember now. Ooh, he has both types of mixed decky things. That's cool. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, he had multiple chain lightnings, multiple iron ogres, and then he also had some of the green buffs, like 3 rings, the +2 attack rings, and some of those like +2 armor and +1 attack crown of something, crown of like awesomeness. And he put a bunch of buffs on some really powerful creatures, and I used violent dispersal multiple times to just barely sort of hang on, but in the end it was just no chance. I got my butt kicked by it. So there are good mixed decks, but they take so many good cards, so many rare cards, that you can't really play a good mixed deck until you've been playing the game a long time and have unlocked a lot of good cards for all 3 races, I guess. All 3 energy types, all 3 factions. Factions is safe, because even if that's not officially what they're called, it's still accurate. Factions is just, it means factions. These guys are particularly susceptible to spells, which is bad because I'm playing against a mixed deck of energy, and energy is where the best spells all live, so it seems pretty likely that I'm going to get enough spells to make this guy die. Next round, this guy can kill him, though. Was it worth it to do 5 damage to the idol and not be safe for an extra round? I don't know. My charge coil is exciting. I'll probably put him down here on the bottom so that he has to play a new card just to hit him. I've sacked all the walls I've gotten, so he... Oh, wow. That was a waste. He would have killed it in 1 hit. Why did he buff him? Target creature's attack is in by his health value. But his health... Is this permanent? Oh my gosh. Well, good thing I have a burn, because he permanently gets 7 attack. Imagine if you did that on the hasted... Those little guys with haste, they'd attack every round, and then you're like, every round I do 7 damage. That'd be... I mean, it would be 4 damage in that case, but it'd still be pretty awesome. 1 damage to all of the things. I can kill 3 things with that. Bombard, we'll trade for cards, and then Coil will be next round. I think this round I get to kill this totem unless he puts something in front of it and do a ton of damage to that totem, or kill that and do 6 damage to that totem. Depending on what he plays. I have double incendiaries, that's a shame. I suspect he's not going to play a lot of really buff structures, because all the best structures are in energy, and he seems to be going growth/energy instead of energy/growth. He has so many of these memorials, man. And that to me means he's played enough games to have unlocked them, because those aren't common. Maybe they are common, but I only have like 2 of them, and I've drawn tons of cards. Anyway, I shouldn't have sacked that. I don't know why I did that. So we're putting this here, and this here, and this guy can finish off that, whereas this guy can kill either one of those. We'll go for the middle one, because consistency's sake, why not? He's up to 4 energy and 6 growth. I'm surprised that he went up to 6 growth. He might have done it kind of by accident because he had these tribal memorials. Or he might be saving up for it. Like, there's an 8 growth buff your whole army spell, but that would be useless at this point in the game. And there's a several like 5 and 6 cost growth creatures. Like this guy has haste and 3 damage, so that's pretty powerful. He's going to do 2 damage to my buggy and leave it with 2 health. Oh, and then he's going to burn my ogre. That's silly. I thought he was going to burn this guy, and then this guy would kill him. But now he's going to not kill both of them. Like, why do damage but not kill 2 things? Trade this for cards. I've got Chain Lightning, which is awesome. The Magma Pack, none of these things are things that I care too much about. I think I'm going to move everyone a little bit over and put my Charge Coil over here. And nothing else is something that I want to cast, so I'll just do nothing. So if you're wondering what those notifications that keep popping up are, every time Nick or Cat Rock plays a game, I get a notification. In case I want to hop on and be like, hey, you're playing, we should play. But we don't 2v2, so it doesn't really get used for that. So I could make my ogre do 14 damage with the Magma Pack. That would be pretty funny. It would be able to just kill an idol. Then he'd be left with 1 4 health idol. So 8, 12. Nice. If I did that, I could kill all of his units. Oh no. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm going to do it though. That's just such a funny idea that I feel like it has to be done. Oh wait, he's not on cooldown. So I could do 2 damage to everyone with Chain Lightning, but it seems a little early to do that. Concentrated Fire is not going to be useful until I get a ranged unit, but that's not going to be useful until even longer. Next round he's going to kill my clock. Somebody's pinging me. Probably Immo just bought this game so he could play with me, so he's probably pinging me to let me know that he's done downloading it or whatever. Cannon Automaton soon. That guy heals all of my machines by 1, but I mostly just use him as a wall, because, like, who cares? Healing all your machines, whatever. So next round my ogre's going to go, and if I can get a spell that does a little bit of damage to these, I think I can kill both of his creatures and his totem all at once. But maybe keeping my ogre alive is a better play. It's just that's so funny. I've never used Magma Pack for anything, and I'm kind of excited for it to have at least seemingly a little bit of value. I could play Cannon, Automaton, and Bombard in order to get it to attack the same round that it is created. This guy got enchanted somehow. Potion of Resistance. All damage dealt to this thing is reduced to 1, so nobody can hurt him for 3 rounds. That's very unfortunate. I got a Scattergunner. So this guy can kill that guy, or I can buff him to kill 7 and then also almost kill that. But almost killing things isn't as cool as killing things, so I'm not going to do it. Let's put down our wall and our Scattergunner and leave it be. Leave it be, my friend. Leave it be. All damage done to him for 3 rounds is reduced to 1. Well, this was going to do 1 damage anyway. Ta-da! It's like, I don't even care. I was going to do 1 damage anyway. So his White Wolf is one of the crux cards to a growth build. It gets +1 damage for every wolf on the field. So see, he summons a wolf and it gains +1 damage. And it also is born with a 2 cooldown and 3 attack, which is only 1.5 DPS. It's a very low DPS. 5 hit points is a lot of hit points. Growth decks tend to have a lot of buffs, so you can buff these things to be crazy powerful. So next, it also has, I mean, most importantly, it has Relentless. So he's going to kill me next round unless I do something about it. There's so many things I could do about it. I could just Violent Dispersal. I usually save Violent Dispersal for White Wolves. And even though his White Wolf isn't buffed very much, it seems like, I mean, that's the purpose of Violent Dispersal. So I'll use it for that. Magma Pack is so cute, and I've never used it before. I feel like I want to do it just for that reason. But I'm not gonna. This guy's gonna do 3 damage and not quite kill my ogre. He could buff him somehow and kill my ogre, and I won't mind. My ogre's been alive for long enough that he's actually attacked once, and I never really expect an ogre to attack more than once. Any ogre that attacks once is good enough, because he's got a 3 cooldown. I mean, that's a really long cooldown. His DPS isn't really that high because 7 damage every 3 rounds is really only like 2 DPS, 2 point something, 2.3. So anyway. Ha! Rigged means it's going to explode for 4 damage against anybody who kills it unless a ranged guy kills it. Or if Spark kills it, then it doesn't explode either. Oh, so he's going to kill my ogre. I expected the ogre to die, though. It's no biggie. I can put proxy charges in the middle lane, basically denying the middle lane from everyone. Or I can put an ether pump in the middle lane as kind of a tank. Although I always feel silly not drawing a card before I make my actions. So I'm going to do this so that in the future I can put down a cannon automaton and also do bombard in the same round, though in this round that's not going to happen. Going up to 9 energy is such a luxury, but he's gone up to so much energy and growth that I feel like it's okay for me to get a lot of energy. And I might just be being silly, but whatever. He has no things left on the map, and this guy who's been buffed. Unleashed Inner Power. Target creature... It's gone. No, it's back. Target creature's attack is increased by its health value, and its health is reduced to 2. Used that before. That's a really strong spell. This guy, as you can see, because he costs 7, is crazy good. He's got Relentless, he does 4 damage. For each creature adjacent to him, he gains +1 attack. So if you surround him with creatures, he can be extremely powerful and very scary. He only has 6 health. This does 1 damage to everyone in an AoE, but I'm not going to keep that. This does 2 damage to everyone, and this guy is going to do 6 damage next round. I feel like it's my duty to kill him. He could kill this next round. He could do a lot of scary things next round. Let's put useless contraption here and ether pump here. That leaves my 2 most powerful creatures stuck on this idol, so that I'm going to need to put something on the south to get rid of the southern idols. Again, he only has 4 energy and he doesn't seem in a rush to go higher than that, so I'm not expecting him to use Chain Lightning, so it's okay that I'm filling up the entire board. I think this is feeling really over to me, even though most of what I have is just walls. Like, this is a wall, 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 this is a wall. Almost everything I have is just walls. But he seems really intently focused on my walls. So I'm feeling good about that. I've got double Chain Lightning saved up. If he ever does get a bunch of creatures, then I'll be able to crush them. So far his deck doesn't seem to be wolf heavy, though. He's played a white wolf, and nobody would have a white wolf in their deck unless they also had a bunch of crappy wolves in their deck. So I'm surprised that we haven't seen more crappy wolves. Maybe he doesn't. Again, a lot of times, because mixed decks require you to have so many specific cards from so many different places a lot of times. I'm going to bring in Copper Automaton. That's cool, and I'd like to play a Copper Automaton, but I would more so like to play 2 cards, whatever they happen to be, and in this case they happen to be reasonable. So that's going to be left with 1 hit point. Spark can hit things, but not kill him. The next round, his Relentless Jarl is going to kill itself on my mines or do a ton of damage to this lane, which is more likely. He's probably going to move up and do a bunch of damage here. Relentless Jarl. Jarl of Relentlessness. 5 damage will get him halfway through my second wall. And then this guy can finish off the wall, but that's still not a very good use of a buggy. I mean, buggies only cost 1, so it's not like you have to worry too much about what they do. And almost anything that you do is worth 1 energy. But they have 4 damage, and they only 1 cooldown, so it's really rare for them to die before they go off. So they're like almost a guaranteed 4 damage, which is very powerful for just 1 energy. So it feels like kind of a waste of such a potentially powerful unit to spend it doing just 1 proxy charge, you know? But maybe the way he's thinking about it, haha, your proxy charge is supposed to do damage, but it doesn't because, you know, because this unit was going to die anyway. So now I can move... this is not going to be useful for a while. Chain Lightning, no. If he gets a couple more creatures, then Chain Lightning will be okay. 2 sparks and an ether pump. I'm doing so much just like AoE damage to his whole self. I consider Spark kind of an AoE. It's like a drawn out AoE. Like if you compare Spark 1 damage every round to ether pump 3 damage every 3 rounds, you know, or in this case 4 damage every 3 rounds, they're kind of the same thing, you know. So he can kill that dude, and he's relentless, so he'll also hit the totem. Gotta get rid of Tick Bomb. I haven't drawn any cards that I think are useful here. I would really like Violent Dispersal, but I used one really early on, and I only have 2 in my deck. So that God's Hand thing that he did, it costs 8. It reduces the countdown of everyone by 2 and gives +2 attack to everyone. So it's a really powerful spell in the right situation. I don't feel like he was in the right situation. I feel like it was kind of a waste for him to use it there. But I think he's feeling the pressure. I think he feels like he's going to be dead shortly, and he's right. So I'm going to kill that totem with this. And then... just do 2 damage sort of at random to his little Jarls. 7 health. I think this guy can't move. He's stuck in this lane. He does a lot of damage, and he's relentless. But his cooldown is 2. It's going to take him a while to actually get through this totem. Should be like 4 rounds before that totem dies. So can I kill any one? Oh, he's got 3 Jarls. No wonder he did the deck the way that he did it. Man, this guy has 3 Jarls and God's Hand and... not bad. Anyway. Plating can be very valuable against relentless opponents. I don't want to get rid of any of the things I have now, but I have to, so I will... guess I'll just use Destroyer as a wall. He can't dodge it, because if he moves 1, it's going to do 2 damage to him almost no matter what. None of his Jarls are currently doing tons of damage, so I'm not going to use Plating yet. But when I see him, like, if he gets a really buffed Jarl surrounded by dudes, then I might use Plating on something to absorb its shot. Burn killed my other tick tick tock tock tick tick tock tock. What's it called? A spring? Coiled spring? Brother Wolf. So now I can Chain Lightning everything. I wish I could Chain Lightning everything twice, but that'd take 12 energy, which is a little bit silly. And if I Chain Lightning everything once, I'll probably start spreading things out too. Copper Automaton becomes Spark. Just do 2 damage to something. So things are not looking good. I can put him down here and then Spark him so that I can kill. I don't need to kill this guy because he's stuck in that row, but I don't know. It's always fun to just kill things. Plus he's giving +1 damage to that guy. I don't know. I gotta justify it somehow. It's fun to kill things. That's all I got to say about that. So now I've got basically nothing, and he's got 2 7-value cards, 2 very powerful cards. But his very powerful cards become more powerful when used in a particular way that he's not using them in. And Great Wolf, that's another really powerful card. He has a lot of really good cards. But all is well. So, do I want... I think I want to... yeah, definitely want to do that. Bet he didn't expect that, buddy. Next round he's not going to attack. Gotta trade something. I feel like if I hold on to Concentrated Fire, I might be able to win the whole game with it. Like, if he doesn't kill this guy before I go again, then that's just the whole game over. So, put this guy here, and this guy here, and that's it. He's not going to attack next round unless he has God's Hand or some sort of haste. Although he has access to at least 3 different haste abilities. I don't know that he put them in his deck. I haven't seen him use any haste throughout the game, so I suspect there's no haste going on. This is, yet again, just a little generic thing. This is just a wall that can move, basically. His special ability is that he allows you to move a structure in a random direction from where it is to, somewhere random. And if you surround it with stuff, then you can, obviously force it to move in the only one square that it could get to, but whatever. So, next round, I can do 8 damage to one of those totems. Or, if I can get a spell that can kill that. No. It's a hasted little dude. He's going to do some damage to the totem. So burn will kill that wolf. Ooh, magma pack and concentrated fire combined will win the game. But I don't have 6 energy. Ah! Okay, concentrated fire. What is it? Let me read this to make sure it doesn't like kill my unit right away, because I've done that before. So that wins the game. I'm not going to say GG because I feel like that might be a little bit mean. Wow, 400 points for that game. I wonder if there's a way to like check the profile of the guy you just beat, because to have a mixed deck with so many valuable growth cards in it, I don't know. I don't have a lot of experience with growth and order, right? Because all I know is when I play against them. So one more game and I should be able to buy another 10 cards, but I'm going to stop recording now and go see what